What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Durbin Compound. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Devin Durbin. I'm here to bring you the tools, tips, and tricks to make you more self-sufficient. So I have been doing boot reviews for many years now, and I've gone through my fair share of boots. I probably have 30 or 40 pairs of boots that have been either sent to me or I've tried and bought. And I have a whole series on YouTube. If you haven't found this video through a playlist or you're just playing it for the first time, I have a long list of boots that I've reviewed. So these on the chopping block today, if you couldn't tell by the description, are boots from Royer. So as far as I know, these boots have just come out. They have the wedge sole. If you know anything about me, I love a 6-inch boot that's wedge sole. I'm a renovation contractor, so I work inside most days and usually on the concrete or floor. I don't usually, I obviously don't work in grid work or do anything on high rises or stuff like that. But these boots suit me well because I'm on my feet all day and it's not really uneven or rough terrain. It's pretty much just driveways, stairs, regular floor. So as you can imagine, these boots don't need a ton of grip power. I'm not in the mud or the dirt, and I don't even really like to get dirty. So these boots were sent to me by Royer, and they are pretty fantastic. I have been wearing them for a while now, and they show very little signs of wear. They have a kind of a unusual toe pattern here where the stitching's not really right on the toe, it's just over the toe, and I kind of like that because it doesn't get beat up. I don't know how long that'll last, but we're going to find out. So one thing that Royer did send was, I think everybody's doing it now, they make a size of boot and then they give you this little filler for the half sizes, or maybe even it's considered a quarter size. But that quarter size, that little filler will either make the boot nice and tight, or you take it out if your foot just feels tight already. So I think that I'm like right on the edge of where I would need a filler or feel comfortable with a filler. These are 10s and they fit just the same as any other 10. So it looks like that this is a 10 wide. So I think that if you put the filler in, it's considered like a 10 regular. So I'm kind of in between. What I really like about these boots is they were comfortable right out of the box. So I really like a boot that I don't have to break in. I don't have to go through some crazy process in order for them to feel good. I don't want to wear them for months and my feet hurt. And I just want to be able to put them on and they feel like a tennis shoe, or have the instant likability, I guess, of a tennis shoe. I don't want to have to work in the leather and then just have painful boots all the time. These definitely fit that criteria. They're nice and cushioned, they're insulated. My feet sweat like crazy in them. If you're new to wearing boots, some of you might be, some of you aren't. Some of you might have been wearing boots forever and just don't understand the concept behind how your feet kind of react in boots. Now, I'm going to speak from my experience with boots, not necessarily a universal say-all, end-all, be-all. But if your feet start to hurt after a couple hours in boots and they feel achy, change your socks. Try a fresh pair of dry socks, and you might be surprised at how your feet instantly stop aching. So your boot is literally in a leather sock here and it can't breathe, and so you sweat. And then if you get cold, it's from the sweat that's absorbed into your socks, and then the cold air doesn't, it's basically just getting your wet sock cold. So then you can never warm your feet up because your feet are still cold. So whether your feet are just staying cold after a certain point or they feel achy, change your socks. Try it and tell me what you think. Like it will change your life. Bring a couple pairs of extra socks to work every day and change your boot socks a couple times a day, and you'll be astonished at just how well you feel. Another thing is, if you haven't seen my videos on boot drying is an essential thing that you need to do. If you leave your boots like this after you take them off for the day and they're sweaty and full of moisture, like you set your boots down like this, it allows none of that moisture to like naturally dry out. If you don't have a boot dryer, you can put your boots down like this to let the moisture fall out of the boots basically. And what that does is allow your boots to dry out in between wears. So your foot is sweating, your socks are full of moisture, your insoles are getting wet, and then you're not letting your boots dry out between the days. So if you have a boot dryer, you need to dry your boots every day. If you don't have a boot dryer, you need to take your boots off like this and let them air out, or get a boot dryer. They're cheap. So the reason why I mention that boot dryer is because not only will your feet feel good, because you might not feel the moisture in your boots when you put them on for the day, but there's moisture in here and it gets your feet wetter faster, and now your feet are aching. And also, the boot dryer dries the boots out so that you don't have a wet or moist leather. So a lot of people will complain about, boots suck and they don't last, and the stitching starts to just tear apart, and like everybody complains about that. But what's happening is the moisture from your feet and you sweating all day is constantly getting the boot wet and kind of dry and wet and kind of dry. And the actual leather and the thread get moldy and nasty, and then they eventually split apart. And so the boots don't last very long because you're not properly taking care of them. So if you want to hear more about that, you can go over to my video on the boot dryers. But it's essential that you dry out your boot every day so that you're not putting your foot into a wet boot. But back to the Royers. Man, I got off on a tangent there. Royers, I love the little loops in the back. They're super helpful for getting them on your feet and off your feet. Not a lot of boots have that. Also, not a lot of boots have the lug on the top that allows you to pull or have the lace through the lug at the top. A lot of people are just doing the lug where you have to just come around it, and I don't know, would that be a quick lacing lug? These have the hole and the lug, so I use the hole on the bottom and then the hook on the top, so makes it really nice. I'm also not somebody that likes to wear the 6-inch really tight around the top, but these boots definitely, after my initial impression, I've been wearing them for probably a month, maybe 2 months now. They definitely get my 2 thumbs up. Initially, they've been really comfortable. They are really well made. They're doing some awesome stuff, oil and slip resistant, just like pretty much every other boot on the market. Their leather looks really good. I might do some mink oil to darken them up. I haven't decided yet. So I might give my boots a little bit more character and mink oil them and make them nice and dark, that dark, rich, supple leather. But overall, 2 thumbs up. Now these do have the sign for steel toes. So these are a steel toe boot. I guess I should have researched that better. They might be composite. I don't know if they're composite or steel, but yeah, they are a protected toe. So if you haven't checked out Royer yet, you need to check them out. They say that this is a waterproof boot. Obviously only waterproof up to a certain point. Really well constructed, and their price point isn't bad either. So get online, check them out. I'll put a link to these in the description below so you can check them out if you're interested. And yeah, that's my initial review on those. If you have any other questions or concerns, put them in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever you guys are into. And I guess we'll see you on the next video.